Hey everyone, today we're going to dive into one of the most brilliant and, let's be honest, beautifully bizarre choral works ever written. Benjamin Britten's Rejoice in the Lamb. It's this incredible journey of praise that includes everything from biblical heroes all the way to a beloved house cat named Geoffrey.
So the whole piece is built on a poem that gives us lines, well, like this one. A mouse with great personal valor. It's eccentric, it's playful, and it's also deeply, deeply moving. And here's the most incredible part. It all comes from the mind of an 18th century poet. And get this, he was writing it from inside a mental asylum.
So, the big question is, right? How did Benjamin Britten take this unconventional, kind of fragmented poetry and shape it into such a profound emotional journey? Well, the answer lies in his absolutely incredible gift for musical storytelling.
Okay, so to really get this piece, you got to understand its ingredients. On one hand, you have the composer, Benjamin Britten, a total master of setting English text to music. And on the other, the poet, Christopher Smart, whose passionate and, unique vision provides all the raw material. So let's start right at the very beginning.
The whole thing kicks off with the choir singing in perfect unison, just a single middle C, chanting the word rejoice. Britten is using what we call an economy of means. By stripping the music way, way down to its barest element, he forces us to focus completely on the rhythm and the text. It's super quiet, but man, is it powerful.
But of course, that stillness doesn't last. From that one single note, the music suddenly just blossoms. On the word magnify, the voice is split, opening up into a full, warm F major chord. It's like the perfect musical picture of the word itself. A single point just expanding into something vast and glorious.
And right when you think you're settled into that warm, gentle sound, Britten completely pulls the rug out from under you. Yeah, that opening stillness, it's about to explode into a wild, energetic celebration of creation.
And boom, the music just explodes into a section about the biblical hunter Nimrod. The time signature shifts to this aggressive, lopsided 7/8 rhythm. Most music you hear is in a nice, steady 4 or 3. But 7/8? It feels jagged, off balance. It's constantly pushing you forward. It's tribal, it's frantic, it's breathless. Britten isn't just setting text anymore. He's making you feel the physical sensation of an ecstatic dance.
And then the choir just starts shouting the names of animals: leopard, tiger, bear. It's this totally chaotic, joyful frenzy. You can almost feel the energy of creation just bursting into existence. It's a moment of pure, unbridled praise.
Okay, so after that huge explosion of energy, Britten totally changes focus. He zooms way, way in, giving us these incredibly detailed musical portraits of individual creatures. He does this with a really cool technique called text painting, where the music literally paints a picture of the words. And his portraits of a cat and a mouse are just masterful.
So you've got the cat, Geoffrey. A treble soloist sings this lyrical, innocent melody, while the organ literally purrs with these gentle trills. But then you have the mouse. What about the mouse? An alto soloist sings this heroic, march-like tune. Britten treats this tiny creature's little battle against the cat like it's some epic war, giving him true musical valor. It's amazing.
So after these little animal portraits, we get a moment of pure, serene beauty. It's a section all about flowers. The tenor soloist sings this simple, floating line over these shimmering, almost magical organ chords. It's just this moment of calm, this beautiful little island of peace, right before the piece takes its most dramatic turn yet.
And this is where everything changes. We move from the universal praise of creation to the deeply personal suffering of the poet himself. We're heading straight into the anguished, emotional heart of the whole piece.
And just like that, the mood completely shatters. Suddenly it's the poet's own voice breaking through, comparing his confinement and his ridicule to that of Christ. The music becomes harsh, it's angular, it's filled with dissonance. All that beauty from before is just gone, replaced by raw pain. And you have to hear how Britten actually paints this torment with sound. The choir sings the words "silly fellow" over and over again, and he uses these biting, mocking intervals called semitones. The notes right next to each other on a piano? That clashing, uncomfortable sound? That's what he uses. It's the sound of cruelty, of a society just pointing and laughing.
But here's something amazing. Hidden inside all this suffering is a secret message. Britten embeds a musical cryptogram, the notes D, E flat, C, and B. Now, in German musical notation, this spells out DSCH. the initials of the composer Dmitri Shostakovich, whom Britten deeply admired. Shostakovich used this same motif to represent his own struggles under oppression, and Britten uses it here as a kind of signature for the suffering artist.
So, okay, after all that pain and tension, how do you possibly resolve it? Britten's answer? Just a massive burst of pure joy. Right after the lament, the choir suddenly starts imitating a grand orchestra of instruments. The music builds into this triumphant fanfare, resolving all that dissonance into the bright, confident key of F major. It's this incredibly powerful release, a celebration that stands up and answers the suffering.
So after that huge climax and that joyful release, the piece doesn't just stop. It actually comes full circle, right back to the beginning. But something's different. It's been transformed by everything we've just been through. So that gentle, kind of rockin' hallelujah theme from the very start, it's back. It brings the entire musical narrative to a close. Not with a bang, but with a feeling of quiet peace and acceptance. The frenzy and the pain, it's all over. We're just left with this final, totally serene prayer.
But here's the final twist. That last hallelujah, it doesn't actually end on a nice, satisfying chord. It just fades away on this unresolved harmony, leaving us hanging in a moment of stillness. So what does that mean? Is it eternity? An unanswered question? The beauty of Britten's ending is that it asks you to listen to the silence that comes after. Honestly, you've just got to go listen to the piece for yourself and decide what you hear in it.